Tales and Treaties by Lloyd Detman. Chapter 1. Betrayal. Kai started walking down the road, the heels of his boots clicking against the cobblestone. He made it back to his run-down house. He walked through the door, hung his sword, and kicked off his boots. He was then greeted by the werewolf that lived with him. "Rough day?" the werewolf said as he walked over to Kai, who was sprawled out on the couch. Kai just let out a groan. The werewolf's name was Hector Frost. He spoke in a smooth southern accent and had a nice beard and a nice muscular body. Hector saw that Kai didn't even change his clothes yet. It seemed that since he started his jobs on his own, that he didn't care about taking care of himself anymore. He walked over to Kai, picked him up under his shoulders like a child. He was like 8 feet tall. "Kai, you need a shower, buddy. Go clean yourself up, 'kay?" Kai just nodded his head, and he dragged himself up the stairs of the 2-story house. When Kai finished his shower, he heard a bunch of voices downstairs. Kai overheard a conversation between Hector and one other person. The mysterious man was the first to speak. "I take it that he has returned." Hector chuckled, and his voice sounded more malicious than normal. "You bet, and he don't know a single thing." The other men laughed as he handed Hector several gold pieces. Kai had no idea what was going on, so he walked back to his room, and he snuck out the window. Kai couldn't believe that Hector had sold him off. He trusted that man with his life, and he was just betrayed like that. "I'll kill him when I get the chance," Kai thought as he made his way to the docks. He took all his money and a change of clothes along with his sword. Kai snuck onto a ship that was headed for halfway across the world. He slept until they made it to the first port. He was able to get some food for the trip. He tried to get back on the ship, but he was caught by the captain. A woman with broad shoulders, slim figure, and long raven black hair. Kai had to look up at her due to how tall she was. She looked down at Kai and smirked. "So you're the little stowaway that my men saw leave this morning." Kai gulped down his nervousness, but he nodded his head. He didn't look her in the eye because he couldn't tell anyone anything. The captain just smiled and held out her hand to Kai. "The name is Layla. Nice to meet you." She expected Kai to give her his name since she did first. "Kai," he responded softly. Layla crouched down to his level and looked him in the eyes, where she saw the pain of a betrayal in his gaze. She stood back up and walked back onto the ship. "You comin' or what?" Kai looked surprised. She was letting him on her ship, just like that? He ran onto the ship, and he did his best to keep up with her tall stature. "So, where is the ship headed, if you don't mind me asking?" Layla just looked out at the ocean and smiled while she placed her hands on her hips. "This ship is headed for Vladmain. We have a special shipment for the king." Kai stiffened at the name of their destination. Vladmain was the nation that he had lost everything: his friends, his dignity, and his honor.